Hi guys, I hope you're all doing fantastic. In this video, I am going to share with you my review of my top #1 favorite bag of all time. This is a video that is very much long overdue, and I can think of no better bag that deserves a video for itself, and it is my very much beloved Longchamp Le Plaiage tote. Everybody needs to own this. I'm very sure that if you own one of these babies, you love it as much as I do. And for those of you who don't already own this, I really hope this video would help you. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about the background, about when I got the bag, why I got it, and then we're going to jump into the review. We're going to talk about how I think it has fared in terms of its design, functionality, its wear and tear. I've had this for 6 years, and then I'm gonna give like a rating at the end of it. I got this bag I think about 6 or 7 years ago. I actually did my very first what's in my bag with this, and I will link it down below. You will see me a lot slimmer and a lot younger and a lot more naive about the world, but that video will be linked down below. The time when I got this was definitely a luxury purchase for me. Like a $200 bag was definitely something that was, you know, I never had anything like that at the time, and I really treasured and valued this purchase. This particular bag is the Le Plaiage range. It's their most famous range. They have it in a lot of different colors, a lot of different materials. This particular material is in the polyamide canvas material. I think it's slightly a little bit more pricey, but I wanted to invest in a material because the lady at the time said that this was a lot more sturdier and durable. So that's the Neo range, and I got it in full black because I knew that I wanted this bag to last for a really long time. Currently in the website it retails for US $190. Is it worth it? Stay tuned. So over the years I've used it for many different purposes. For travel especially, I've used it for my mommy bag, I've used it for work, and you know, whenever I need to carry like a lot of stuff, this would be the bag. Now at the moment I'm pretty much using it for the same reason why I originally got it for, which is to run errands, and anytime I need to go and do something real quick and just have a fuss-free bag, this would be the bag that I would go for. I also read somewhere that this is Longchamp's most popular bag. 7 bags are sold globally every minute, so this is definitely like their money-making machine. We're going to step into the review of the design of the bag. So it's very simple, it's very classy. If you've seen this, you know that it's a Longchamp bag. It's so minimalistic, and I don't think it has changed much over the years. Because I got it in the black color, it is a lot more versatile, so I would be able to carry this when I have very casual events or semi-casual events. Even if I go to like a wedding and I need like an extra bag for like a mommy bag, this would still be very presentable. The color did help, and I was glad that I got it in black. In terms of the detail, there's not much details to share, but there is a long handle. When I tried like the more luxury brands like Goyard or LV, it's a struggle to get it across my arm, so I don't think it's very plus size friendly, whereas this bag I think would fit most. It's very comfortable, but it does tend to slip off your shoulder easily if you're wearing like a silky type of material, or if you don't have a lot of things in your bag. Other than that, it's got the zip, it's got like metal hardware, very little leather details. I think the only leather details is probably the handle and this little parts here. Le Plaiage actually means to fold, or is foldable. So the bag is intended to be folded. It has this very slouchy feeling, but at the same time it's just so easy to carry around because you can kind of like literally just hold on to the bag like this. The handle is big and great. I kind of wish that it also had a tiny handle. You know, one that you can actually just hold it like this, because sometimes, I don't know, sometimes you want to carry, most of the times you want to carry like this, but sometimes you prefer to carry on the crook of your arm. Sometimes you just want to carry it like by the side. I can kind of do that because I'm very tall, but I think it would kind of help and it adds a different look to it if you have like a shorter handle here as well. So all in all, the design is very classic, very simple. People will know that it's a Longchamp just by looking at it, and it's just a very timeless piece that will never go out of style. Next, we're going to move on to reviewing its functionality. So to me, an everyday bag like this, functionality is the most important factors. So first and foremost, this bag, it is in a size L and it is huge. It is really big inside. It's definitely like a good old tote size. Because of its unstructured design, you can either put very structured boxy items, but you can also put like very uneven, very odd shaped objects inside as well, and it's completely fine. But because it is so huge, for an everyday purpose, it will be difficult for you to find like your box of mints in there, for example. It will be difficult for you to like look for your stuff. So you do need to get a bag organizer. Bag organizers are generally very inexpensive. You can get it everywhere. The other day I was in Popular and I saw one very cute one, and this bag organizer will just help to organize your everyday life, and it fits in perfectly in there. Usually they're not very heavy, so they don't lend a lot of weight to it. This, you will probably find it useful to have one of these, but the fact that it doesn't have a pre-set sort of organization inside gives it the flexibility that if you do want to carry like huge things, you just take the bag organizer out and you're good to go. They do have this little narrow flap. This is the only like different sectioning that they have in here. I don't find it too functional because it is too high up and it's too shallow. Now we move on to probably the most important factor for me for a bag like this, which is the weight. I think the lightness of this bag makes it like just stand out from the rest of its competitors. If I were to talk to any one of my girlfriends who have this, they will always mention the weight, and that's really the reason why they would pick this and use this over any other bag. To me, it's just so frustrating when you buy a huge tote and that tote itself is heavy, because the whole idea of having a huge bag is because you have someone who wants to put a lot of stuff inside that bag, and if the bag itself is heavy, it just becomes so dysfunctional. And I have unfortunately a few bags that are like that I get so frustrated with, because they look really good, they just really get really bad marks for the weight. So this is definitely one of the biggest USPs of this bag, and definitely something very unique that I've not been able to get in any other bag, which is the lightness of it. So the bag basically weighs nothing. So what you're carrying on your arm is essentially whatever barang that you have. Anything else in here is the weight that you're actually carrying. So the bag, it's super light, and I just love it for that reason. The unique things about this bag is it's also foldable, like I mentioned just now, so it's really easy for you to travel. I have folded it and put it in my luggage before, and when you store it, you don't necessarily need to put like paddings and little papers inside. You can actually fold it and store it. And the other thing is it's waterproof, so whenever it's raining or whatever, like literally it will dry off, and even if you get a little bit of dirt and whatever, you just use like a wet cloth and you can clean it off. The other thing that's unique that I don't see in a lot of other, you know, brands or substitutes is it has a zip to it. A lot of, especially the luxury ones, they don't have zips. I don't know why, but this zip is, I don't always use it, but sometimes when you have like important documents, especially if you're traveling and your passport's inside, you would want to zip the bag. They do have this little button here, which I don't really use, but sometimes if you don't have time to zip up the bag, you can always just button up the little button here. It does add a little bit of security into the bag. Okay, so wear and tear, which is probably also very important to a lot of you. You want to buy and invest in a bag that you know is going to last you a long time. So keep in mind that I have had this bag for 6 or 7 years and I've not washed it even once. I should definitely wash it, and I don't treat this bag like, unfortunately with all my bags, I don't treat it very kindly. I'm not like a I have to put my bag in a certain place, I would literally put my bag on the floor. I would just throw it around, and especially with this bag, it being a travel bag and all that, it has been through a lot. Okay, so let's inspect how it has done in terms of its wear and tear. From afar, you can actually see that there's, you know, it looks pretty alright. You know, there's nothing wrong with the bag. It looks very, very clean. But if you actually get further inside, like in terms of the color, I think the black still holds itself very well. Because it's black, you can't really see much dirtiness to it, but you can actually see like the white spots and stuff like that. So this is embarrassing, but this is a good showcase of how it has lasted for 6 years. And you do have like spots in there. Honestly, it's very easy to clean. I just need to get like a wet towel and just like wipe it down, and it would get rid of it. But you can see at the bottom as well, it's very like, you know, yeah. But this is like the actual honest look of how it looks, and I think for 6 years and what this bag has gone through, it's honestly okay. Just looking at the edges itself, the edges actually look pretty good. Like, it doesn't look worn as much as I thought it would be. It actually just like a little bit of wearing off, but still looks pretty decent. All in all, it has maintained, you know, the look of it pretty well. In terms of the shape, to be honest, I don't see any difference in the shape between when I got it and right now. It's still like pretty much a nice fluffy bag. This has nothing in it, and when I put things in it, I think it will still stand on its own. So the zip still looks pretty brand new. Surprisingly, it hasn't like tarnished or anything. I think this is like probably plastic, so it hasn't like tarnished or turned into a different color, so that's great. The button works, and the button itself also doesn't have any, yeah, it looks pretty good. So this is the only thing that I recently noticed that has shown its age, which is the leather. And leather, I guess, doesn't lie. So you can see that on the arms of the bag there are wrinkles for the leather there because it's worn. On the leather strap itself, you can see that the leather has been, you know, it's been through some times. It's nothing like I'm too concerned with. It just looks like it's used leather. The one thing that I didn't really like about how this aged is actually the inside of the leather pieces. So for example, this particular piece, I don't know what it's made out. I think it's probably leather also, but you can see that it looks a little bit, I don't know, moldy or a little bit dirty. So I may actually need to send this for washing to particularly get this out, as well as the inside of this leather. You can see, ooh, that looks gross. Those parts are probably the parts that shows the age the most. This is the inside of the bag. It looks like absolutely, like it's just amazing condition. There's nothing, and bear in mind, I have spilled water in this bag. I have done a lot of like different things to it. I really like, it's pretty much like nothing is wrong with the inside of the bag. Okay, so what do you guys think of the bag? Final verdict, as you can tell, I love this bag. It is definitely my most worn, most used bag that I have in my collection, and I can definitely see myself still using this bag many years to come. I've gifted this to my mom, my sister, and they all love it so much. And I was talking to my girlfriend the other day that we can have all these luxury bags, but at the end of it, when I actually need to go out somewhere, she sees me carrying this bag, or she would actually just grab this bag as well, because it's just so functional and so easy to use. Very dependable, very reliable, very durable, looks amazing, and it has definitely kept its worth and definitely made every single cent of my money that I earned in the past. I think 6 years ago, I was probably like still, you know, trying to climb up the ladder and all that. Definitely made the hard-earned money worth every single cent of it. So rating wise, if I could, I would give it like 10 out of 5, but I will give it 5 out of 5, a full 5 marks. I absolutely love this bag. So I hope you found this review useful. If you have any questions, as usual, leave it in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more of such videos, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.